Well, Vina Nadjibulla is the Vice President of Research and Strategy at the Asia Pacific Foundation of Canada. She joins us live now from Vancouver to talk more about this. Thanks very much for being with us. So this has turned into quite the diplomatic spat between Canada and India. Where do you expect this to go? What is your take on this?
Absolutely. It has been a significant day, and the relations between India and Canada are now at an extremely low point. We had seen tensions since last year when Prime Minister Trudeau first mentioned that Canada believes the government of India was involved in the killing of a Sikh activist here in Canada last year. Since then, of course, we had seen some things kind of normalize and stabilize, but today's developments and the information that now has become available through the press briefing by our Prime Minister, as well as our law enforcement agencies, is just a new level of escalations. And it's the kind of disruption to the relations that won't be healed anytime soon. We're seeing India fully refusing all the allegations, essentially refusing to cooperate. Canada continues to call on India to engage diplomatically, to engage with our law enforcement, to get to the bottom of this assassination, essentially, and other violent crimes that now Canadian government is saying India has been involved in.
And as you say, they're both completely far apart on this. Canada says it has credible evidence that Indian agents were behind this, and India has completely denied the whole thing. Which side of the story is more credible to you?
Well, I'm here in Canada, and for Canada and certainly for Canadian Prime Minister to make the kind of statements that he made today, I believe the evidence has to be quite strong. And obviously, it's something that has been going on for months now, and India has been asking for this evidence. Canada today says that it has provided that evidence, but India continues to refuse to engage on this. And what we're seeing now, of course, is an escalation with the expulsion of 6 diplomats from Canada and the reciprocal action by India. What's going to be interesting to see in the next few days is the reaction from our diplomatic allies, especially the United States. As you know, there's a similar story that was unfolding in the US as well, with a plot that did not go through because the US was able to disrupt it, but nonetheless, a similar story of India being involved in targeting Sikh activists in the US as well. So there are other dimensions to the story, and it'll be interesting to see how other countries respond and then what happens next in this diplomatic dispute.
And what is at stake here for both countries? Could this extend to economic measures being taken against each other, because we are talking about 2 of the biggest economies in the world here?
Absolutely. And Canada and India have very strong ties, economic ties, as well as people-to-people ties. We have a very large Indo-Canadian diaspora here. And of course, India is a growing power regionally as well as globally, and Canada is very engaged in the Indo-Pacific. Canada, together with many other countries, is looking at balancing China's rise, and India is a key actor in that respect. So as our Prime Minister said, there was no desire on the part of Canada to find itself in this huge diplomatic crisis with India. But given the seriousness of the allegations, given the fact that Canada now says India was involved in a whole wide campaign of criminal activities, not just one assassination, this step had to be taken. Of course, now we are in uncharted diplomatic waters. This has never happened before, where 2 friendly countries, because ultimately Canada and India are friendly states, we've had good relations for 75 years, are engaged in this kind of a public fracture in their relationship. So this is just the first step, I'm afraid. There will be more, and things are likely to get worse before they get better eventually.
Good to talk to you, Vina Nadjibulla. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.